Woot! I think I finally made it in. Look, right at the last minute. I'm sitting down. I got 5 minutes to go before the show starts. I'm good. I got everything. I got hot water. I got the camera set up. I got music playing. I've got everything I need to make this work the way it's supposed to work. And the system decides it needs to reboot. Even right now, it's still trying to do stuff I don't want it to do. So anyway, hello peoples. Welcome to this episode of The Artistic Biker Live. Last week on The Artistic Biker, we painted a mini. Let's see if we can get a good look at it. Dun, 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 dun. I don't even remember how to do this. How do I do this? I think it's this camera. Sure enough, look at there. And so we have this little turtle that we painted last week, and it's had some time to cure. So I tell you what, let's do though. Let's fix that camera, because it is going to try to zoom in and zoom out on us all night long. And so what we want it to do is, where it is right now, we want it to stay there. Okay, so I think that way if I want to bring something up there, I can bring it up there. Just down here is in focus. Okay, so that's had some time to cure. So we're going to take some wax and we're going to spray it on there like that. And I've got this page here that I did back right after I had my heart attack. And that's the last time I've done anything in this journal, sad to say. So we're going to alleviate that, or solve that problem right now, and start journaling in this again. I'm not going to journal all the time. I've got kind of a rotation going where it's, where's this bright light? This bright light is those. Let's turn those off. I have this rotation going where it's going to be, 1 week we'll do a journal, 1 week we'll paint a mini, 1 week we'll do a watercolor. We'll rotate it out so that we're doing something interesting every week. We'll stick with a theme. This week's theme is make bad art. It doesn't really mean to make bad art. What it really means is don't focus on trying to make good art. Spend your time trying to make art. Don't let perfection become the enemy of good. Don't let good get in the way of done. You know? I'm going to wet the paper to lubricate it. This is an art journal we made years ago. I mean, seriously, this art journal is like 3 years old now. And we made this with some bronze paper sacks that our good friend Pamela French sent us. We'll hear more from her later because she sent an easel in this week. But these are from Brahms. Sometimes I imagine I can smell the Brahms hamburgers on them. And if you've never had a Brahms hamburger, I can't help you. It's like ambrosia. The Brahms farm raises all the meat for their stores. So everything in the shop, the ice cream, the milk, everything is fresh from their farm. And so everything has a distinct flavor that you just can't get anywhere else. I didn't appreciate it when I was a child. I don't know why I didn't appreciate it as a child. Probably because I was spoiled, because my mother was a very good cook. But that said, I miss it now. And every now and then, I get a gumption to jump on the motorcycle and ride the 2 hours, 3 hours up to Hillsboro and go to Brahms there. But I think that Brahms is closed. I think the next, I'm in Houston, so I think the next closest Brahms is actually Burleson, just south of Fort Worth. So I've got the page, Jess, so let me dry it real quick. We will take a little break. We will be right back. You know we don't really go anywhere. That's just something we say for the YouTubers. I'll edit this out. I figured out how to edit it out. I don't know if I'm actually going to edit it out, though, because I don't know if I actually want to edit it out. And I'll tell you why. If I edit it out, then you lose the chat. We've got a live chat going on right now. And as long as I leave it untouched, the live chat makes it to the final cut, and you can see the live chat on the replay. I gotta zoom out on my camera just a little bit so you can see the whole book. I've got everything zoomed in for these sketches I've been doing in the morning. So I gotta zoom out just a little bit so you can see the whole book. There's my mom in the chat room. Hi, Mom. Yeah, I don't know if I'm actually going to edit it out or if I'm just going to talk loudly and tell jokes. Since we have 4 viewers concurrent, that's pretty cool. I only see 2. I'm hoping the other 2 are Ivy and Pamela. It's been a struggle this evening. Everything decided to reboot. Just as I sat down, the whole computer just kind of froze up on me. I've got this red light, so if I do decide to edit it out, all I have to do is scroll over to where the red light is, cut it out, I don't have to sit there and watch 20-30 minutes, look for the hairdryer to start. I can just see it in the timeline where it's red. That is probably dry enough for what we want to do. I just put a thin coat on there. We just need to make sure that whatever we do doesn't soak into the paper. Because it is grocery store paper after all. Oh, I'm blind. The red light blinded me. Blinded by the light. Wrapped up like a douche, you know, the runner in the night. Blinded by the light. Alright, let's get some white paint up here. And I think I want some yellow paint, if my yellow paint is still good. It's been a while. It has been a minute. My yellow paint. There's some still in there. We'll get a little bit of that going. Ah! Get the paint off my hand. I don't have a big clean area behind me where I can just splash stuff off my hands. Where I can just splash stuff off my hands and my brushes like I used to do without soaking stuff down or flicking paint up on the wall like I just did. So I will have to continue to refine this process because, you know, it used to not be an issue. And soon it won't be an issue again. I am going to once again lubricate the page. This is just water. Has a drop of dish soap in it. What's funny, I don't know if you remember the last time we did this, or what the process is here for us for art journals, but we do these really, really lovely backgrounds, and then we just cover them up. Y'all don't need to see all that. End up with the hair dryer 3 or 4 times. I used an awful lot of paint there. It'll be alright. I wish there was a way to recapture it, but you know what, back in my cheapskate days, you know, like last year, I would open this jar up like this. I would take this extra paint that's on here and I would scrape it back down into this jar. For 2 reasons. 1, I'm a cheapskate. 2, if I don't, all that yellow paint will just end up in my paint water, and then everything will be tinted yellow from now on. Cheapskate. Cheapskate. Alright, once again, let's dry this for just a minute. There's Pamela French. We were just talking about you. Really, there's a lag. You guys are way behind me. I got some blue. I've got some blue. I've got some blue. I've got some really nice blue paint that I think Pamela sent me. I think I got that from Pamela just before the heart attack. And it's still good. We can still use it. Matter of fact, she sent me a whole set. She sent me the Brahms papers. She sent me paint. She's a really good friend. Very supportive. She's been very supportive over the years. Her and Ivy and Claudia. 3 Dot Diva Dave. Ayala Art. APG Jamie, Artist Poet Girl Jamie. Very supportive over the years. Really appreciative. Somebody give me a shout out in the chat so I can figure out where you guys are in the lag, because I'm watching myself spread yellow paint on the live feed, on the live stream. I'm watching myself hair dry. I'm watching myself hair dry on my stream, and I don't know where you guys are in the lag. light makes everything spooky. What other cameras do I have? Oh, look, there's Junior Cam. Do not pay no attention to this. Watching the hair dry. Yeah, but which time? Well, it has to be this time if you heard me say it. So you guys aren't too terribly lagged. Yeah, so it's just a stream return feed that I'm seeing in the background that is terribly lagged. Here, look at this. Well, let me stop air drying and I'll show you this cool thing that I did. I think it's cool. You know what? What would happen? What would really happen if I just daubed up some of that paint? What do you think? What do you think the repercussions would be if I just daubed up some of that excess paint so that it would dry faster? You think the acrylic police will come get me? You're wasting acrylic. I tried to put it back in the jar. I really did. Alright, we're almost done with the background. Almost. Let's get some. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this. Look, see this little 10 keypad? I put all the camera changes on a hotkey. So I don't have to fight with the mouse. The only thing I have to do is try to remember which key does what, and you know, sometimes that's a struggle. Now let's get a little bit of blue on here. That's a lot. I really don't need that much paint. I'm putting paint out like I'm painting. I'm putting paint out like I'm painting. Which camera are we on? Yeah, you can't see. I'm putting paint out like we're on the big canvas, like we're on the 36 by 48 canvas. And you know we're not. We're down here in an art journal where I only need like 2 drops of paint. Alright, hopefully we got most of the yellow out. I may have to stop and go change my water. Which was easier when I could do things like tell my little girl, sing baby. And she'd just sit here and she'd just sing. I love my daddy. He is the best daddy ever in the world, and I love him. I miss those days. Now you tell her to sing, she's like, sing what? I don't know, sing. It's actually not true. Now if you tell her to sing, she'll start singing show tunes from Chicago. She's outgrown that whole I don't know what to sing phase. Just feeling a little deja vu. Oh yeah, because I talk about her singing all the time. Now that the little girl's using my art supplies. That almost did what I wanted it to do. We gotta keep it wet though. It's really important to keep it wet. I need some green. A little bit of green. Oh, that's a lot of green. I thought that the blue might mix with the yellow. And what does blue and yellow make, boys and girls? Blue and yellow makes green. But you know what it didn't do? It didn't make green. That's alright. We're playing, we're having a good time. Right? Alright. Make sure it's nice and wet. And hopefully, we can get a nice background out of that. Da-da-da-da-da. Look at that. Now, how are we doing on time? Oh, good Lord, it's 7:15 already. We were supposed to be started at 6:30. But the hill is juxtaposed. Pamela says she's working on a drawing. She's working on a big painting that has a similar background, but the hill is juxtaposed. So I tell you what, let's do. I need that to sit for a minute before I try to dry it. So let's try to set this off to the side. Let's see if we're cool enough to set that off to the side. If I try to dry it now, it'll push the alcohol around and mess up the little circles that I want. So, in the meantime, make sure to keep that wet. In the meantime, let's do what's on your easel. What's on your easel? What's on your easel? What's on your easel today? Alright, so let's start with, is it 6? It is 6. So, you know what? I haven't even opened the email folder. So now we have to wait for all that to load. Because I had to reboot the computer right as the show was starting. Look at it go. Look at it go. I should just pull it up on my phone. It'd be so much easier just to pull it up on my phone. Wow, that opened quick. Okay, easel. Now then, I'm going to move this down just a little bit because what I want to see is the email and the chat. I want to make sure that I can see the chat. That way somebody can tell me, hey, we can't see what you can see. Alright. And then let's make it go to capture method. Nope, you're just going to be stuck with what we got. I could make it do other things. Hopefully you can see what I see, and it's not in perpetuity. Okay, so easels. Pamela J. French sent us. Avert your eyes. It may be porn. I know it's not porn though. What'd she send us? Ivy might be porn, but Pamela's not going to be porn. Zoom out. Let's zoom out. View. Zoom out. Zoom out. Zoom back in. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's a door hanger with sea life on it. Look, she did a turtle. She got a turtle on there. She cut out a seahorse and painted bubbles and edges around it. Made it a door hanger to hang on a hinge. Those bubbles are fantastic. That turtle is fantastic. There's a jellyfish. Ooh, Pamela, that's really pretty. I like that. Thank you for sharing it with us. Alright, and then let's see. Ivy sent in a YouTube video. Ooh, Ivy, I'm not sure I can pull up a YouTube video on a YouTube video. Pamela says that was for a bathroom wall. Let's see if this is a YouTube video or a YouTube post. This might be a YouTube post. I don't know what it's trying to do. Because it opened in Edge. I hate Edge. Oh look, she did a video of her sketching along with the bananas. Here's the banana that I posted. She said, what is your sketching goal? What do you sketch? She said, sketch along with the artistic biker. I'm going bananas today using a tablet to sketch digitally. So she's sketching the bananas. She's using her tablet to sketch the bananas with her hurt hand. Remember, Ivy's got that hurt hand. She got bit by a cat and it got some kind of infection. So she's had some kind of paralysis in her hand. So she's just getting use back in her hand. And so here's a little video of her going over the bananas, and then she links back to my show talking about the bananas and the live sketching. Ivy, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy for you being able to use your hand so much better, and I hope that your hand keeps improving. So that is what you guys sent in for what's on your easel. It's a good thing that was just coffee. I mean, that could have been, who knows what I was drinking. I didn't even know I was on camera. For me, I have just a few things, because mostly it is from the week of sketching in the mornings. I've been coming down here and doing these streams live in the mornings, so I'm actually getting quite a few of them done. You know, last year at the end of the year, I lamented that I didn't have very much done for the year. But this year, I've already done more this year than I've done the entirety of 2024. So every week I have 7 more of these, and I'm sketching them live. Look, I'm really proud of this one. I know that's just a little naked man to you guys, but that little guy, I kid you not, that little guy was tiny. Let me see if I can pull it up. That little guy was tiny. I mean, look at him here on my stage. This is the stage. Oh, that's a video. Da, 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 da. Okay, here's the stage. There he is. That's how big he was That's how big he was on the stage. And I zoomed in so that y'all could see what he looked like. You know, when you put him like that, you can kind of tell that there is a little bit of accuracy there. But, I mean, I had to look at him through a magnifying lens to draw him. So I'm kind of proud of that one, you know? And then, what's prompted this week's theme is I have this app that lets me spin the wheel, and I spun the wheel, and this will tell us what we're going to do next week. We'll go with that for next week. So now we can't do a sea turtle again because we just did a sea turtle. So let's see what else we can get. Oh no, a snail? We can do a snail. So I'll screen capture that so that I can show that a snail is what we did. I can't do a sea turtle because I just did sea turtles last week. But that was the theme for the week, along with the idea of making bad art. I have to make sure my phone is off screen because some of this stuff I cannot share with you without losing all permission to be on YouTube. Even if it's just I don't even know what I was going to say. Even if it's artistic nude, I can't show it. So, yeah, about the size of a black-eyed pea. My mom says it's about the size of a black-eyed pea. So then I've got this book, and this is my pocket sketchbook, and it has seen some things. And if you're keeping a pocket sketchbook and you want to keep notes and stuff in your pocket sketchbook, I'm going to give you some quick tips here. Let's make it a little bigger. First off, give yourself some room for an index. That way you can find stuff when you need to, right? You can find stuff when you need to. Keep your notes on one side. Keep your notes on one side like that. Make sure you got some post-it notes in there if you need to be able to take paper out or loan paper to some other people, or you need to make a list of something that's not going to be permanently in your record. And then if you write down something that's really important, you can go back and you can put it in your index. But then flip it over and you can use the other side as for the sketchbook, and you don't have to worry about them running over each other. So we've got this one that I did when I decided that the theme was going to be dandelions. I looked up dandelions, and apparently dandelions are asters, which I knew that, but when you go around the world, other people have other concepts of dandelions. And so chicory, which grows throughout India and parts of the southwest United States and Europe, is considered a dandelion in India. So I drew these little chicory florets, and I gave a little detailed explanation about what dandelions are, and then I did this little dandelion study, and this is what we're gonna reproduce something similar to this tonight. And I considered taking this and printing it, because I can just take a picture of this with my phone and then print it. This would work out to two 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. It's about the same. It's about the same ratio, and I could print this side, and I could print this side, and then I could just cut them out and glue them in. If I wanted these exact ones, I could do that, or I could make a transfer and transfer them in. But I think I'll just reproduce them by hand, because I think I've got the green paint there. I might as well just go ahead and do that. So that is what has been on your easel. That is what has been. Oh, wait! I do have one more thing to show you. And I'm really proud of this too. And I hope you guys are just as proud of it as I am. And when you see it, you'll know why. Do 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 do. Da, da. Why is it like this? Da, da, da. Look at this. My daughter has a show at college. She's getting her associate's degree in art. She already has an associate's degree in science and math, and now she's getting an associate's degree in art. And her focus is pottery. And look at that statue that she's done. She loves those little flesh-eating beetles that they use at the science museum to clear the skeletons. So there's her statue of that. And then here's the back of that same statue. It's got a little sun tattoo on the neck. And then here's a box. She's got mushrooms on it. I'm not sure what kind of box it is. I don't think I've seen this box in person yet. My mother has. She can tell us exactly what it is. If I had to guess, it's for tea or possibly mushrooms. But it has mushrooms drawn all over it, which I think are really cool. And then here's a painting with an eyeball. That my daughter did this. She tore the canvas and put the eyeball painting behind it. It's really cool. Here's some more of her pottery. All of this is in her show that I believe is happening. It may be next Thursday. This is Hammerhead Shark. Anyway, I'm so very proud of her and all that she's done. We're into some older stuff now, but I'm so very proud of her and all that she's done. And then if my son were here, I would have him play guitar for you, because the boy has picked up the guitar and he's just started playing, and he's playing like Led Zeppelin. He's playing the Eagles. He's playing Four Non Blondes. I have no idea where he gets this taste in music or where he's learned all these songs, but really impressed with how far he's come. Because he just picked it up and just started playing. Really cool. So that was what's on my easel. That's what's on your easel. If you would like to be a part of what's on your easel, simply send an email to blade@artisticbiker.com with easel in the subject line, and I will put it on the show. I will use your works to inspire other people, because that's the whole point of this whole thing, is to inspire people to make a mess, get covered in paint, and do whatever it is that they do that's creative. And I want you to do, I don't care what your creativity is. I don't care if it's dancing, I don't care if it's singing, I don't care if it's painting, drawing, making love. Especially if it's making love, send me the videos. I may not actually put that on the show, but sharing is caring. So anyway, all of that said, this is not quite dry. So I tell you what, let's do. Let's get it back over here under the lights, and let's hit it with that hair dryer and get it to finish drying out, and then we can move on to the next part. Oh yeah, that's set long enough to do exactly what I wanted it to do. But look how high I have to hold the hair dryer up. If I set it down, it'll blow the red paint around. Keep on. I honestly don't know if I want to recreate the dandelions or if I want to recreate the chicory, but I think the dandelions are probably going to work out better for us with this color scheme. Don't you think? This might be a little too vibrant. I may have to dull this down a little bit. Let's do that. This is just some acrylic ink and water. Just to dull it down just a little bit. So how you been? How's the kids? How's the family? I have been losing weight. I'm down almost 100 pounds since the last time we did an art journal page. Isn't that crazy? I've been doing it through primarily eating protein and fat. Not really keto, but mostly keto, and combining that with intermittent fasting. And it's pretty easy. It's working out very well for me. I don't feel weak. I don't have any problems like that. And like today, I knew that I wanted to start the show at 6:30, and I don't get off work till 6. So it's really hard to come home and try to eat and then run out here and try to start the show. So instead, I ordered a thin crust pizza at work at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I thought, well, I'll just have a couple of slices of thin crust pizza, and I got the spinach and feta pizza with chicken. So there's no tomato sauce, because tomato sauce messes me up. But the problem is that once I started eating that, I pretty much inhaled the whole pizza, and I'm miserable because of it. I'm just sitting here wishing I could lay down on the ground and stretch out. Absolutely miserable because I ate that whole pizza. Pamela says she wishes that people would just drop weight instead of losing it, because those of us who lose weight, she's finding it. My wife says she's got the same problem. Hey, remember a while ago when we just daubed up the extra paint that one time? What do you think would happen if we did it again? Think anybody knows? I'm not going to tell anybody. Just watching paint dry is wearing me out. I think we're about there, though. Yeah, I ate that whole pizza. It was a medium pizza, and it's cracker crust. I mean, it's tiny little thin. It's like eating, 12 or 13 crackers with just a little feta and spinach on them. So it's not like I just gorged on pizza. But now that it's over, I feel like I've just gorged on pizza. All right. So then let's use the dandelions here as a reference. I'll put those right there, like that, so that I can see them. And let's see if I can let you see them. Yeah, you can see I've got them right there. And we don't want to move to too small of a brush too fast. Right? Because the first step first step is to block them in. We just want to make sure that when we come back with the blue and green paint, we can see where everything's supposed to be. Can't talk, Harding. I love painting these little flowers. I don't know why. These little dandelions like this, I just really love painting them. Them and snails. Maybe it's the chaos. You think? You think maybe it's the chaos? I don't know. One of the key things that I've found to maintaining any kind of art practice is paint what you like. I don't know if that's good advice or not, but it's worked for me. I find sometimes I get to where I think I'm supposed to paint something and I don't want to paint it. And when that happens, it becomes such a chore that I quit painting for weeks and weeks. And so that's no bueno, right? It'd be fun to see what happens if I light the alcohol on fire. Oh, Traviosa. Traviosa? Naughty. That's naughty. Alright, let me dry that, because when I go back over it, I don't want the white to mix with what else. I just needed the white. Most, like yellow and stuff, is not opaque. So if I don't go over it with the white first, then you'll be able to see the background through it, and I don't want that. But this should dry pretty quick. But yeah, that's the reason why I draw pinups with my fountain pen, is because I'm trying to develop technique with my fountain pen so that I can I can judge line weight, and I can keep the ink flowing and make bold strokes and do hatch lines like I want to. But I need subject matter that makes me want to practice. So that's how I got involved with the pinups to begin with. I love the burlesque stuff and the figure drawing stuff. My mother says she has not missed a dryer. At one point in the studio in Chickasha, I joked about taking a Harley motor and hooking it up to a gardener's leaf blower to dry pages, because you know I'm the artistic biker. I'm not since you're Bob Ross painting. It's an artistic biker painting. I'm not your mother's oil at painting or joy of painting class. Alright, let's take this and go like that. This isn't toll painting class. Happy little blower. Can't talk, Harding. See what I mean? There's that blue right there, and you can't hardly tell because it's not as opaque without the white underneath it. Now, I think we're going to move right into the yellow. I think it's funny I know right where that blue is, but I don't know where the rest of those paints are, Pamela. I'll have to dig them out. This is the yellow I put back in the jar earlier. See? It's a good thing I saved it. I'm gonna steal some of my little girl's cadmium red over here. She has, is this cad? What kind of red is this? Yeah, cad red. I'm gonna steal just a little bit of that. Not a whole lot. I don't need a whole lot of it. Don't tell her. Nobody tell her. She'll never know. How will she know? How could she possibly know? Right? There's no way she could possibly know. Unless y'all tell her. And if y'all tell her, I'll know it was you. I'm going to take some of this yellow and I'm just going to add it right in here. Just because I can. Just a little bit. It just feels like it needs just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to go over that with green. So it won't be all that noticeable when we're done. So if you didn't know, dandelions are asters. I would expect the sophisticated people that follow this show to know that. They're called asters because they burst out like the sun, like stars. But each one of the petals in an aster is actually, each petal is an individual flower. So as opposed to being one big flower at the end of a stem, asters are a bunch of flowers. Oh, the paint. Pamela's making fun of me in the chat. She says I could hire an archaeologist to come help me find the paint that she sent me. She's making fun of me. Yeah, my garage is covered in unfinished art projects and camping supplies. And it used to just be all my unfinished art projects. But now I have little children that get involved in art projects. that I can blame. And that's handy. Being able to blame the children. That's super handy. I like it. Alright. Now let's see if we've had any luck whatsoever with this green. I'm concerned that the green is just going to blend in with the green in the background. But if it does, we will have learned something. For instance, we will have learned that this green is opaque. Opaque like a snake. Maybe if I thin that off just a little bit, we can get more of the... Nope, it's gone. Okay, well, we'll have to come back in and fix that some other way. Because not only does it blend, but we lost all the blue and yellow. I could stop. That's just not our style. I'm not even sure you can see what I'm doing. Got kind of a glare, don't we? I'll have to fix all these things. I have to sort all this stuff out. All this stuff, we used to have all this stuff sorted. We used to know where all of the art supplies were. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. I can't tell you how many times we've had to stop midstream and say, okay, where is this? I would still love to see you paint that freaky bug I sent you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was a nice bug. And you know I'm always down for a good bug. Alright. I think this, we got to figure out what's going on over here. How do we turn that into cotton? Anybody have any ideas? I'm wide open. Start with some white, but I'm not. White is not the solution, I don't think. I think the solution is going to involve blue in varying degrees. But we need a very flat brush. I don't want a fan brush, but maybe a knife brush. It's a very small brush. Wish I had a bigger one. Do I not have a bigger one? Maybe I do. You know what? If nothing else, we can use this one. This one will get us there. It's a little bigger. It's just not as... It's just not as thin as what I was going for. I don't want white, but I don't want blue either. I want a very light green. Get lighter as we go to the middle. That's not so bad. Hands aren't as stable as they used to be. That's for sure. It should be in our... She's asking a... She sent me a photo of a bug almost a year ago, if not more than a year ago. She sent me a picture of this bug, and it's a really cool bug. But it should still be in our Facebook chat. So if it's not, I'll hit you up for another copy of it. All right. I think now comes the illustration part of it, because I am at heart an illustrator. That's what I like to do. We'll add just a little bit of black to this indigo that we have going on over here. A little red. And then let's try that knife brush we were using a while ago. See how that works out. That's too close. So, also, I was going to tell you the story about the Spanish word of the day, because I'm learning Spanish. Maybe a little more black, just a little more. The Spanish word of the day, because we're getting close to Easter. The Spanish word of the day was conejito, which means little bunny. Conejo is a bunny, is a rabbit. Conejito is a little rabbit or a bunny. And I learned of the word of the day, and I walked up to the front desk, and we have two Latinos working the front desk. One of them speaks fluent Spanish and English. The other one barely speaks Spanish. So I tease him all the time. I offer to translate for him. He's not a Spanish speaker, but I tease him about it all the time. And I told him the Spanish word of the day was conejito, and that is what I would be calling Jose, who is the Spanish speaker. That I would be referring to Jose for the rest of the day as conejito. And he said, well, I don't know about all that. And I said, shh, calma, conejito. Estará bien. It's alright, calm down, little bunny. It'll be okay. Anyway, I thought you guys would find that humorous. I've been laughing about it all afternoon. Every time I walk past you, my little conejito. Shh, calmate, conejito. This song sounds like that pressure song from what's that Disney show where she's got magic sisters? I mean, besides all of them. I can't think of the name of it. I think we could keep messing with this all night. But I think that the important part here about done. Now I wish I had a really fine, I need like a long line brush. I had one, but I think it dried with acrylic on it. I think it turned into a stick. You know, you let your brushes sit in the acrylic for too long and they just turn into sticks. That's alright, I know where they sell them. Let me dry this real quick. So, we'll take a little break. We'll dry this real quick. We'll come back and we'll wrap this up. It's already after 8 o'clock. We work so slowly, it shouldn't take so long. It shouldn't take very long to dry. My brush pin dried out though. So composition-wise, I kind of like the composition. I'm not sure how I feel about the choice of colors. If I were to paint it again, I'm not sure I'd stick with those colors. Like, I think this should be way more purpley over here. I think the background green probably needs to be a whole lot more grayish so the green in the plants really pops out. But I mean the sky with the dotted clouds across there and the background with the dotted dandelions in the back, I think that worked out exactly like I wanted it to. I just wish there were a little more drama going on in the background. You know what I mean? Like different shades, little darker patches, little lighter patches, just a little drama going on in the background. Maybe a few bugs, a bee, a dragonfly, something. But I think all in all, it's a pretty nice study. It's something we threw together in what? Under an hour? Making up the color scheme as we go along. Salmate conejito. Estará bien. Saw a vid today about bringing back dried dead brushes. She used Murphy's oil, soap, and water, letting them soak for about 12 hours. And they were good as almost new. Right, and you can use alcohol too. You can put them. I actually had a cup set aside with a lid that was just right. The dandelions on canvas that I did several years ago had an earthquake tone background. Is really nice. So I know I did some sunflowers, and I know I did a dandelion for girl one, Ashlyn. I should try to find that. I wonder if I can find that. There was a sunflower that we did that you guys drove up to some other state. Let me see if any of my dandelions are in my portfolio. Avert your eyes. It might be porn. Portfolio. Here we go. So this is the one that I did for girl 1 several years ago. I think it's this one. Yeah. Can't really see it. Hang on. Let me adjust the brightness of my screen. See if that helps any. So that's the one I did for my daughter. And the painting that I had done before this, somebody said your signature's too big. It's distracting from your painting. And I was like, screw you, it's my painting. So I put this thing is 2 foot by 3 foot, and I put my signature, in 6-inch letters. Let's see if we can get a better shot of that. But yeah, that was several years ago. I just love painting these things. And then, let's see, and then you might also be thinking of this one, which was a sunflower, also an aster. And then, I just love painting. I just love painting these kinds of things. I haven't pulled these things up in a long time. I can tell you this. I was kind of pleased with this one. When I start going back through these paintings, I was kind of pleased with this one. But it's got some issues about it that I really don't like. It's just too stagnant. I want it more dynamic. And the bee has the exact same problem as far as I'm concerned. It's just too stagnant. I want it to be way more expressive. And so I was working on doing stuff more like this to get more expressive stuff, because I think that's what makes stuff like this pop, is if you can just be free with it and just let it splash out like that. So anyway, guys, I think that's going to be a wrap for tonight. I would have, in the old days, I would have taken out my brush pen and I would have gone through here and I would have lined all that out, or I might have taken a fountain pen and gone through and lined some of that out. But honestly, I kind of like it the way it is, for what it is. I can tell you my eyes are watering looking at the dander flying around. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. You know that I love to do this, even if we haven't done it in a very, very, very long time. Thank you so much for joining me. We will do this again next Thursday night. As far as I can tell, the only Thursday nights that we won't do this, we probably won't ever do this on Thanksgiving night. But who knows? I mean, Thanksgiving night we've already eaten, right? And nobody's got anything else to do. Maybe we will do it on Thanksgiving night. Or, you know, if Christmas falls on a Thursday, maybe we won't do it on Christmas. But who knows? You know, this is not stressful for me. This is fun for me, and I hope it's fun for you. Join us in the morning. We're here. We do this in the morning at 5:30 is when I do the sketches. Is when I do the random object sketches with the random object from the randomographer. We do those at 5:30 in the morning, live stream just like this. So be sure and join us. Remember that comments drive the algorithm, and I really appreciate you guys coming out. So thank you so much, and peace out. And then we freeze. We have to freeze so that the lag catches up with us, and you can't see me subtly reaching over here. For as soon as my mom says goodbye, I know she's seen me freeze, and then I can stop streaming. But I just want to make sure. I do love my liner brush, Pamela. She's in the chat saying, but you love your liner brush. I do love my ink brush. I'm going to have to make another one. So, but again, as soon as my mom may be playing a joke on me just to see how long she can get me to freeze like this. But I don't want to cut the stream off too early, because if I cut the stream off too early, you won't get to see the end of it. But I think I'm safe now. Good night. I love you, Mom. I love you too, Dad. Love you too, Pamela French.